Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next video on the Practical Weapons channel. Today is Extar topic. Couple of things I have learned from viewers like you, or from commenters, or from asking a question that was posed to me from Extar Manufacturing, or whatever the actual company is. Question number one was whether it is possible to move the safety to the opposite side. And I was told it is not possible with the default safety. However, they did mention in the email that you can buy a third-party trigger group, whatever you call it, and the safety, and then attempt to install it as a right-sided configuration. I have nothing to say on it. I am still using it this way. I am also a left-handed person, but trying to work from the other side. Question number two. One of the viewers, who is another lucky owner of an Extar, EP9 of course, managed to run into an issue. So let's disassemble the gun. As you can see right now, the buffer assembly is captured. However, in some cases it seems, especially when you install the upper for test purposes or whatever without the actual bolt, it is possible that the buffer assembly goes into the upper. And then it's nearly impossible to disassemble. Unlike AR-15, this thing goes at an angle, right? To install. And it's not necessarily the same way to assemble it or disassemble it. And by the way, it is easier to install vertical on this guy in many cases. So what he found in that situation, again I'm fiddling with the gun as I speak, is that he had to open it a little bit and with a lot of power to press back the buffer to go back into this, the buffer tube, to be able to disassemble again and to install the bolt into the gun. Now, one question I have for that situation is, of course, somehow the bolt was out, so that we know, but also the buffer must have gotten uncaptured. So this particular piece that you can see in the gun right here, that in my case is stopping the buffer and the buffer spring from getting out of the tube, must have gotten affected. So that is something I would recommend to double check when disassembling. Well, in this case you can see the buffer is not moving, but that is very important. And do not reassemble Extar EP9 without the bolt installed, unless you absolutely have to, for whatever reason that may be. So those are the Extar EP9 tips, and that's about it. And again, the other question was if there is another manufacturer of a handguard that can be installed, and to my knowledge, no, there is not. This is a fully proprietary setup. As you can see, I'm still in the same original configuration. I did not finish the 45-degree light install. The one thing I can say, when light is installed this way, you can see that it is affected by the blast, probably from here. So my recommendation may be to install the light either lower, maybe even below completely, or just hope it doesn't get broken. So far this thing works fine. I have taken obviously Extar to the range and have put a few rounds in, but you can see marks on the crimson trace light. So that is something to consider, because that does reduce potential life of the light. That's all. Thank you for watching, and I'm sure you don't want to see me put this thing back together. It is hard to do it on the camera, so I will shut up, turn it off, and reconnect it. We'll see you next time, and enjoy your Extars or whatever else you have as your practical weapon. Until the next time, have a great time, a great day, and we'll talk later.